Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmitty, Swanee and Clarkey visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Very well.
Very well. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Yes, I'm in a precarious position currently.
How so?
I'm leaning over someone's shoulder, speaking into a microphone because the incredible technical setup that Riverside I'm trying to get on happening here. But the someone, who is the someone?
Do tell.
Well,
He looks familiar.
Maybe we'll do that when we introduce ourselves. But before we do that, has anyone got any news?
Negative. No, I do not.
I reckon I'm newsless, to be honest. I'm overwhelmed because there's... Oh, no, do you want to hear some news? You probably already know it.
Yeah.
It only popped up on my Facebook the other minute. David Littleproud has resigned.
I did see that.
After all of that bullshit carry-on between the Liberals and the Nationals, and then they had their divorce, and then Susan Ley left because she spat it. Now he's spat it. Now, why didn't they just both leave and keep the parties on nice terms? I don't know. Mental.
You make a good point. I didn't know who you were talking about because I'm trying to not follow anything at the moment because the world's gone to hell in a handbasket. But okay, good to know.
That's what I was going to lead with, that I don't have any news because I'm just inundated with news that I don't care about.
It's
terrible.
Do you know, I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking what transpired over a week. We're so overexposed and there's always another hit coming all the time that now a week it's like, oh, is that all done yet? Like, are we on to the next thing? It becomes so mundane so quickly. I'm just talking about major war kind of thing.
I was going to say prefaces of World War of World War Three. But
you know what I mean? It's sort of like, oh, is there anything
bring another
big that
pandemic on while you're at it? You may as well. You know, we've done that before.
Someone at work today said, God, now China are sending warships to wherever, and I didn't even hear where they were sending them, but I had a fair idea. I'm like, I'm just too busy at work to deal with that right now. It's super significant, but I just can't deal with it.
I think that's the healthier option, just to try and get
turn
on.
your head on because it's too much. You just won't get out of bed.
It's too much. I agree.
Yeah. So yes, there's a lot going on in the world, but we're going to pretend there's not and get on with doing this.
Correct.
So I suppose we should introduce ourselves then. I'm Schmitty.
I'm Swanee.
Who am I? I'm Clarkey, and together we are
Trial by
Wine.
And we have a special guest today that I'm introducing, and that would be Tony, otherwise known as Pooley. It doesn't work very well because both of his names already finish with a Y. Schmitty, Swanee, and Clarkey, and Tony.
Well played.
And Tony is guesting today. He's going to tell us a story in a minute. But before we get there, what are we drinking?
First, Coke Zero of the day.
Delicious. Clarkey?
We had a bit of a we had a visit for some from some friends
big long weekend?
that we thought was going to be one night. Ended up being two, and it was just an Aldi binger kind of weekend. So we're just on the lemon lime and bitters.
Oh, tidy.
Refreshing.
Ideally, but
Tony and I are enjoying an Aldi binger, both non-alcoholic. This is just a sun-kissed in the binger. But I smashed one glass and I didn't do it justice. I didn't put enough extra sweetener in and that, so it's a bit lumpy, but it's refreshing and it's quite warm. So, you know, we're all right with that.
Very good.
Okay.
Lumpy binger.
Now, without any further ado, I'm going to sit over in the other chair over there on the other mic and let Tony tell you a story.
Woohoo! Well, that's exciting. Come on down.
It's all down from here. Okay, I'll try and stick to the format as I've listened to it many times on the
How
computer.
many? 2, 3?
Yeah.
That's many.
Yeah.
Not that many.
Yeah. Early days only.
My references for this episode
References, Jesus.
I know. What?
Yeah. You're
was the
freestyling.
Tony has to do
I hope
this.
you footnoted it.
Bibliography.
He may as well have. He has to do this because he bought these books for Christmas for me, which I haven't read. And then he said, I've got this story. And then he started working on it. And we are now in March. So he's been working on this steadily for 10 weeks. And I said, if you were my research assistant, I'd sack you by now because I need you to churn these out, baby. You're not 10 weeks on one story. But that's why I said you may as well present it because you know it inside and out. So go for it.
Tony, if you're taking 10 weeks to do a story, you may get replaced by AI down the track.
Correct. FYI. Yeah.
Just be mindful of that.
I had no deadline. It was, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my references are 3 books: The Two Killers of Rillington Place by a guy called John Eddowes, which is a respected book on this. Second one is Inside 10 Rillington Place by Peter Thorley.
The disrespected book.
This is not a very well respected book. But you'll find out as we go through why I've mentioned it. And the third one is what is considered the best.
The Encyclopedia Britannica version.
Of 10 Rillington Place. And that's Ludovic Kennedy, who you may remember.
Who Kennedy? Ludovic.
It doesn't matter.
Ludovic.
If you want to, if anybody wants to really know the detail of what happened, there are 2 great sources you can use. There's a documentary, a full video reenactment by Murder Maps, something called Murder Maps. Or
is that a clue about the story?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yep.
No surprise.
Someone's going to die.
It is true crime.
The second one is an Audible offering called The Trial of Evans and Christie, right? And that's the both of those 2 things I've talked about look at the actual court cases involved, and one is a full-bore reenactment on YouTube, and the other one is an audio-only version on Audible. I'm going to talk about a place you've all heard of, I think, and that's Notting Hill.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
But this will end up being as you'll realise, the very shady side of Notting Hill. So I'm going to open my little tale of slaughter on a lighter note by running through a short history of Notting Hill through the 20th century.
Good, because we like a tale of slaughter to be opened on a lighter note.
Yes. Wow. When you say when's it going to start? Like, is it going to start at the very beginning?
Sweeney Todd.
No, it will start in the middle and then drift either way.
Yeah.
No, it will. Yeah, don't worry. I'll
know.
Is it like 1,000 years of Notting Hill, or just it's 100?
No, if I hadn't been tripped up in my tracks, I'd have finished it by now.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, Notting Hill is set in the borough of Kensington in London. It's regarded as a very posh area indeed. At the very end of the 20th century, it was a very cute location where Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts starred in a film about falling in love near Rillington Place. If you want to go for it, you can do something I couldn't do, because I tried to think what were the acting roles, the names of them for the 2 superstars. So who did they play?
Character names.
Yeah, character names.
No idea. I don't
I
know if
have
I've
some
seen
idea.
Notting Hill.
Anna was her name.
Correct.
Did you
Anna
Google
Hernandez.
that?
No.
No.
I was actually on
Wow.
maps. I was going to look at Riddington Place. Anna is her name, and his name, I don't know, maybe I don't know, Ed Hugh, something English. I don't know. Oh, his name is Hugh. It's not going to be. Don't know.
I'm not going to tell you that it's William Thacker and Anna Scott. You'll have to do
Scott.
that with me.
I wouldn't have got William Thacker. There you go. Anna, I remember.
But
I do like that film very much.
It's a terrific film. Sadly, it's nothing like the Notting Hill I'm going to talk about.
No.
Immediately after World War II, the houses that hadn't been bombed by the Germans were mostly slums, with up to 3 families renting very tiny 3-level houses that didn't look a great deal better than some of the bomb ruins that stood beside them. Across the poor areas of London, bomb ruins were often used by local kids as terrific playgrounds.
And this is where the true story comes in, isn't it?
Well, nothing provides a better thrill to an 8-year-old than walking across a floor where most of the floor joints have gone. And
And
few
you
that
are
remain.
speaking from personal experience, aren't
Yeah,
you?
don't look.
Yes.
So this was me in the period we're talking about, right? It's hard to imagine when, as kids, we didn't think bomb ruins were anything scary. We thought they were, a little bit of good fun.
As kids across the Middle East are finding out at the moment.
Actually, yeah, very.
Yes, too soon. Yes, too soon.
The whole point of this story, to bring the emphasis of that out. Across poor areas of London generally, it was no big deal to see these slums. And the few that remained really didn't hang in there for very long before they were pulled down and chucked away. That's what we're going back to here. I lived in such a street from 1949 to 1959, and I didn't realise I was doing it tough at all.
Tony, sorry, is that in Notting Hill?
No, it's in Oxton, which is a very, very similar setup. Same
It was
houses.
so poor.
Same
I
houses.
couldn't pronounce the H.
Was that still in London or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in
Hoxton.
Oxton.
Oh, sorry.
I know, he can't, he's so poor he couldn't get the H. He only lived
Listen,
in Hoxton.
I have suffered this all my life.
that's
I was
East,
brought
right?
I was brought up in Oxton, then Hackney. I went to school at Ivory.
Acme.
Did you have bad acne?
Gosh, bit pussy.
I didn't think I was doing it tough, but I reckon my mum and dad must have. I know some of my mates' dads would head for the pub after knocking off time after payday, and a lot of them spent more of their pay than they really should have. And some may well have thought it okay to go home and give the missus a bit of a slap if they dared to question there was enough money left for the rent and food. My dad
We don't
enjoyed it.
condone that on this podcast, do we?
We
Tony?
do not. We do not.
No, if that happened in this day and age, he might get a little bit of a slap back.
Jeepers. And be cut off from the funds for next
Correct.
My dad enjoyed a good street fight, but never laid a hand on mum or me or my brother, apart from the old clip around the back of the neck if we didn't come home at the right time.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, apart from when you deserved it.
We didn't know until we were teenagers that not every mum and kids in our street were that lucky. Rillington Place, Kensington, and Cherbury Street, Oxton, were identical in more ways than the one. So that's just to set what we're talking about. We're talking about people living in slums that won't be existing for many more years. Timothy Evans' story. 26-year-old lorry driver Timothy Evans and his wife Beryl and 1-year-old daughter Geraldine all lived in a single bedroom flat on the second, which is in England, of course, the top floor of 3. So ground first and second. Tim was one of those husbands that it would be not argued by anybody at the time that he drank a bit too much. Beryl, his wife's youngest brother, was 13 years old at the time and went on to write a book in 2020, sponsored by the Daily Mirror, which goes to say its qualifications in some ways. Daily Mirror was the son of its time.
The trash mag newspaper.
And in that book, he claimed that Beryl told him that Tim would hit her regularly and had threatened to kill her on one occasion. However, there were many, many other people in his hometown in Wales that would argue that Tim couldn't harm a fly. Gentle soul. We'll never know exactly what was said to young Peter Thorley by Beryl, but in 2020, he wrote that he was sure Tim was involved in her murder on the 8th of November 1949. Tim Evans was generally regarded as a bit thick, but in those days it wasn't easy to tell the difference between a low IQ and extremely low literacy skills. He was a very sickly child, missing a great deal of schooling as a result, and only developed reading skills sufficient to read the comics of the time. He certainly couldn't read or write critical documents, And that situation would be, well, it would serve him very poorly during the trial.
So the
into
expression
the murder of his wife.
a bit thick of its time?
A bit thick. I thought a bit thick still held the water. Dense.
Yeah, we try to be a bit...
I'm
No, it's
intelligent.
getting worse now. No, well, you know, it's just bringing my wokeness out. Yep.
I'm fine with thick, Tony.
I'm fine.
As long as you're not calling people fat.
No.
So we can dumb shame but not fat shame.
I mean, I think that's where we're at, yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the clarification.
Because people who are dumb, it's their fault. People who are fat can't help it.
Isn't it the other way around?
That's the irony of it all, right?
Right, okay. All right.
You can hang shit on people who can't control it, but if you can control it...
Oh, right. Then you're a victim of something.
Then you...
Got it,
yeah,
got it,
correct.
Okay. Goodness me. What a world.
Exactly. It's very complicated.
Tim's inability to read and write would go a long way to the reason he was found guilty of killing his wife.
So, you know, we're talking about spoilers here. Beryl murdered, Tim found guilty. The
I'm
end.
trying to work out what the story is.
It's not our normal format, Tony, but keep going.
Did you say you'd been listening to our format?
See, there you go, Swanee. You always want to know, you know,
It's so hard.
what's the hook? You know,
so hard.
Swanee's like, where do I start? Well, there you go. Tony just summed it up in one paragraph. Done.
And now over to sentencing.
All right. So he was hanged on the 9th.
What did he do?
He murdered Beryl.
Because
And he was a bit sick.
because he was sick, he'd made several silly statements to the police.
Like I did it.
Well, yes. He started out with I did it all myself and worked backwards.
Tony,
I didn't do it at all.
You're very heavy on the comedy and less so on the true crime for today's episode.
He started strong with a lot of references, and now I don't know where we are. Right.
So Tim is now dead.
Is anyone alive to tell
Beryl's
the story?
still-
At the end of the
son.
story,
the brother.
none of the key people. Only a few months, 3 or 4 months prior to Tim being executed, Beryl Evans, his missus, was pregnant with a second child that they could ill afford.
Sorry, hang on.
Beryl
what?
Evans, his missus, not Beryl
Before
Evans'
she died.
missus.
She's still alive at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
hang on.
So we've gone back just 3 months.
Before the
Timey-wimey. So before the crime, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay, thank you.
The landlord, who, and this is a special definition of landlord. He's not really the owner of the place. The landlord's the guy who's given responsibility to look after the house, although other apartments are in it.
Is
Like
it
a
like a
guardian, I
super?
think.
And like a superintendent in America? or
It was the
like
responsible
a building manager?
tenant.
Or just for one
Yeah,
apartment
one of the
in the
tenants
house?
would be allowed to sublet to other tenants,
Oh.
right? But they weren't the owner of the building. It was just a way to get more people in to property. The landlord, who lived on the ground floor, remember that Tim and Beryl lived on the top floor, had talked Beryl into believing he could safely perform an abortion on her.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, no. The landlord talked him into it.
Because
Was the landlord an authority?
he portrayed himself as an authority.
Right.
As a result of his war service, he picked up an awful lot of
Dabbled in
that
a bit of
medicine and
abortion.
followed through on it.
God.
Man, what could go wrong? He couldn't even watch YouTube to learn how to do it back then.
No. I know.
He
Ew.
said, don't worry, love, I've got this coat hanger.
Don't say it. Don't
No.
say
He was far more
He
subtle.
was a
far more
doctor of
subtle.
some... No, did you
was
say
he?
he did something? He had some surgery background?
He suggested he had. He
Oh,
hinted
okay.
he had. He hadn't at all.
Right.
Oh.
Yuck.
He assured Beryl and Tim that he'd done abortions successfully on multiple previous occasions. Tim was very uncomfortable with the idea, but Beryl was determined not to bring a baby that they couldn't afford into the world. When Tim came home from work on the 8th of November, the landlord broke the news to him that Beryl had not survived the operation.
Oh,
He advised Tim to go back to his hometown in Wales after the failure of the abortion, saying he knew a moderately wealthy couple who he was sure would adopt Geraldine. So Tim could go back and restart his life and put this horror behind him. 3 weeks later, Tim Evans walked into the Merthyr Tydfil police station in Wales and confessed to police that he couldn't sleep and wanted to get it off his chest, and that he killed his wife and dumped her body in the drain.
right.
Hang
There we
on.
go.
Was her body found in a drain?
No.
Oh, God.
No.
Right, okay.
When he gave the first statement, written by the police based on interviews and read to him before signing it, he told the police that he alone had killed his wife. He did this to protect his landlord, who he believed had done the best he could for them up to the loss of Beryl and immediately afterwards. Right? So he thought, look, he's tried to help out with the abortion. He's set me on, tried to... set
Killed
me
my
up.
wife. No, it's fine.
Anyway, that was Tim,
his best.
right? Maybe
It was a bit thick, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
it was a bit thick.
To be fair, he'd only done a few of them before. He'd only dabbled in abortion. It was never 100% guarantee.
After Tim realised from police questioning that Beryl and Geraldine had been murdered, he changed his statement to reflect that the landlord...
Hang on, who's Geraldine was the child, right?
Geraldine's the oldest girl. She's not dead,
Yeah,
is she?
that's right.
What?
But did you just say
She's
she was
one.
murdered? Didn't you just say she was murdered or not?
Yeah, yes, that's right. Now...
Yeah, but that came from the uncredible source that he mentioned at the start.
No, that came from the police. The police questioning him,
All right.
right, talked about Beryl and the baby being dead.
Oh, okay.
First he knew of it.
No, the baby, but which baby? The unborn
The-
baby?
No, not the
No,
unborn baby.
Geraldine.
Geraldine.
So
Geraldine's now
was
dead.
1 year old, 13 months.
So he didn't take Geraldine with him to
To
Wales,
Wales.
to meet a rich family to send the baby to send
No,
her
because-
off.
No, he said if
Christie-
he went to Wales, the landlord could introduce him to one in wherever
That's
they
right.
were.
No. Christie was going to introduce the kid, and he told Tim to go off to Wales, which is his hometown, to just set his life.
So does that mean that Geraldine was left with Christie?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And now the police are saying, oh, and also
Now the
she's
police
dead.
are saying that she's dead.
Shit.
Oh, do the
okay.
police know that, do they?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a very short gap between Christie, between Evans dying and them realising Christie is the murderer.
Evans.
Hang on.
Tim
Who's
Evans.
Evans?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a
Tim
Hang
minute.
on, why is Tim Evans dead?
Because he got
Tim Evans is hung.
executed.
At this point, he's not executed. I'm confused.
So yeah, let's go back. Hang on a minute. Okay, so Beryl dies in a botched abortion.
a botched abortion.
allegedly.
Has a child
Tim-
already alive called Geraldine,
Geraldine.
who is left with abortion landlord downstairs as he sends off Tim to Wales.
To run away to Wales. Yep.
Nailed it.
Yep.
But
To
what
get
was
away-
supposed to happen to Gerald? What's supposed to have happened to Geraldine?
Geraldine
what
is
did
then
Tim think?
He
subsequently
was
murdered.
arranging for her to be adopted by a pretty wealthy
And the other
family.
guys got it, right.
But
okay.
instead she ended up dead. And then Tim confessed what? Originally that
After
he...
Tim had confessed to killing his wife
Yes.
and putting her down a drain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the police start questioning him and
Yeah.
he realises what's going on.
So that's when he discovers that his daughter has also been
That's
murdered.
right.
And then he says, "Oh, hang on, I didn't do anything. That guy did."
then he swings to
Right.
Right. He's pretty much on the full story, but he's
already lied.
He is dumb, and he's not doing a good job of doing the transition with police through various statements. The prosecution of Evans during Evans' trial, nobody's got any concept that Christie did all this. Right? The one person who made a suggestion he might have was Evans' lawyer in the murder trial. And
The
what he
defense-
was trying to
the
do, he
defense
was
lawyer.
trying to
Trying to
show...
say someone else
He
could
was
have
trying
done
to
it.
say, look, it's just as likely this guy did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard defence.
So the prosecution capitalised on Evans' confused statements and, get this, persuaded the landlord to be the chief prosecution witness.
So what did you call it? The landlord abortionist?
Tim now's worked out. He's probably done it, but he's up there working to get Tim hung.
So the guilty
Oh,
bloke
God.
is the prosecution's witness.
Yes. Yeah. In those days, you can only try one murder at a time, And the police felt that it would be easy to prove, and they get more kudos out of it if they got a child murder conviction rather than a Commodore Garden wife murder conviction.
Do they have bodies, Tony? Do you know if they've got do they have Geraldine and Beryl's bodies? The police, yes.
At the time, the noose went round Tim's neck. No, soon after,
wow.
yes.
Okay, right.
So they executed him with no physical evidence, apart from him walking in and say, "I killed my wife." And then how do they know that Geraldine's dead then?
Well, if you admit to something, it's let me. It'll all come out.
Okay, all right.
Okay. It's not easy telling these stories, Tony. I'm with you on that. What do I tell? What do I reveal first? It's the hardest part.
This is chronological, except I've jumped a few months. So it took an hour for the jury to conclude that Evans was guilty beyond reasonable doubt, which
It's quick.
Yeah, especially given they showed police records on Christie as not being a very nice guy. Not murder, but...
Well, I mean, it depends on your position on alleged abortions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not even illegible. It's also just, illegal.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Surgery or whatever you want to call the procedures.
Yeah,
but Christie had also hit a woman with a bat and belted her. He'd stolen a car. Stuff like this. Tim Evans had no crime. And yet, despite the fact that the defence lawyer brought up, it's more likely this guy did it, or at least you've got to say it's likely.
You've got a violent offender here who, by the way, also
right.
put his hand up to do an abortion, and this guy has no priors and he's too stupid to tie his own shoelaces.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. I think the word we're using is thick, Schmitty.
Yeah, sorry. He's a bit thick.
A bit thick.
He's as thick as two short planks.
So Evans' hanging, together with a couple of other things that happened just after, ended up with the death penalty being abolished in the UK. It was.
And why is that?
Yes, exactly. I wonder what caused that.
But it wasn't easy because the British government fought quite hard not to conclude that because they thought it looked bad on the British justice system and bad on them in particular.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So it took till 1965 to get them to officially cough up. And even then, they for their own reasons, they left a question mark over did Christie kill the baby. Nevertheless, Evans was totally posthumously pardoned.
Based on what happened after they hung him?
3 years after the trial, they'd found 7 bodies in his house in the garden.
Oh, that did escalate quite quickly.
What? There you go. Phew.
Great timing on that.
7 bodies.
7 bodies? How many bodies? Yeah.
Remember, this is a tiny, tiny house.
Wow.
And he's got in the garden and in the house behind the wallpaper or under the floorboards. He's got
crawl space
everywhere.
But how come they don't smell?
It's a good question, but I mean, and he was always a next door neighbour known that he was always
cleaning.
I can't remember what it was, carbolic or what it was the day. He was always scrubbing down with that.
Yeah. Okay.
But you still, if you look at the pictures of this, you think, oh my God, some people one person was just stuck in a corner.
Like in a corner of the room?
And it was.
No one puts baby in a corner.
It wasn't Geraldine. It was one of the other people.
Oh, God. You mean stuck in a corner? Do you mean like behind something? Or
just pushed out of sight behind something, one of the later bodies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was very dry and they actually mummified.
Not over that period of time. Or how long?
Did he
have they been there?
remove organs or anything? Did he dismember anyone?
No. He never chopped anybody up.
There's dead bodies. How did he kill them then?
That was the other abortions he did.
Was it?
Okay.
Were they?
He's a serial abortionist, a
I
failed
don't
serial
think so.
abortion.
Poor
Right.
Tony is desperately trying to
You're
get back
one
to
step
his spot.
closer to the truth. By the time we're at now, Tim Evans had been, at 1965, Tim had been awarded a posthumous pardon. But let's go back to 19...
Did he turn up to accept it? Oh, no, that's right. He was dead. It's a little bit
You
late.
think that lessens its value?
Thanks for nothing.
Just a little.
I'll give you a quick run through to just be respectful of the people who died in a minute. To be honest, each death, or most of the deaths, had a very, very close similarity to them. So why? Why kill 7 women and a child and effectively kill 26-year-old Timothy Evans? And the answer was...
Misogynist, hates women. Had a bad relationship with his
For
mother.
shits and giggles? Because they deserved it.
Because they were there, because he could.
Yeah.
That one, I reckon.
It's got to be one of them.
All right, so not necrophilia.
Too easy. Oh.
Oh, he wanted to have sex with dead women? Oh, nice.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, I definitely wasn't going to get that one.
And yet you sent the necrophilia joke. What a coinky-dink.
I know, right? That is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, should I read out what the necrophilia joke
You may
is
as
now
well.
that
It
we're
was
here?
a Facebook. Did you see that, Swanee? You shared it.
No.
Didn't you
No,
share it on our
definitely
Trial
not.
by Wine chat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't read
So
it.
if you're being chased by a pack of necrophiliacs, do not play dead. I repeat, do not play dead.
I missed that.
It was a, yeah. Interesting that they sent that at this time. Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh, yuck. Oh, okay.
All right, Christie's necrophilia didn't come from nowhere. It grew out of a lifetime of sexual insecurity and the need for total control. When he discovered that unconscious victims removed his fear of rejection, he found the dark solution.
Oh no.
I don't think we should share this story given the current environment. Jesus, imagine how many guys go, actually, now that you say it.
Oh, I won't get rejected.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I've
This would be more.
Just honestly, as an aside, my Facebook algorithm, weird thing, but it suddenly started to show me all of these reels and content created by people, men who are who are talking about.
The manosphere, is it?
I don't know what that means, but these disgusting podcast blokes who are talking
With the
about their
manosphere.
value and all this shit. And
the
what I'm
manosphere.
seeing is videos of men talking about how stupid those manosphere men are.
Yes.
But I'm like, what? This exists? These guys going on about your value is this and your
Correct.
I'm like, what
And so now
the-
there's lots of parodies of it. So you're right. So what that is, apparently they're referring it to as the manosphere. And Louis Theroux has done a special that's coming out this
Oh, good.
Wednesday, I think, where he's,
might watch
it starts with, people like the Tate brothers and whatever else. But he's trying to get, it's all these guys who go, this is your value. You've got to do this. This is masculine. Women need to be
women
traditional
shouldn't
roles.
work
Yeah,
and they shouldn't do this,
yeah.
that and the other. And I'm like,
You
oh,
need to be in your
sure.
masculine energy. It's just...
and you wonder why you haven't got a girlfriend. It might be because of these attitudes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
You're
think
right.
this needs to be shared with them because it'll give them
No.
ideas.
They'll be-
They won't need someone who's alive.
Oh,
it's
I mean, it's
terrible.
only you're right though. It's
It's terrible.
it's just so weird. Anyway,
This would be much less awkward if she was dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Now that I think of it.
she's not. To
it's not
take,
that I'm a Dudley, it's that she's going to reject me.
She's not reducing my value if she's dead. Jesus, how's that for trad wife? God,
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
lie there and
It's a
think
lot.
of nothing. Yeah, sorry, Tony.
No,
off
no,
you go.
it's fine. Chris, how did he get to be a full-board necrophiliac? He grew up in a household that was totally bereft of emotion. He had an extremely dominating mother. He never experienced affection, but observed it outside of his house. Apparently, this kind of environment often produces adults who struggle with intimacy, fear emotional exposure, and associate closeness with vulnerability. One of the most cited events in Christie's developing drift to necrophilia was as a young boy. He viewed the body of his deceased grandfather.
Shit, I think I saw the body of my dead grandfather.
So did
Doesn't
I.
bode well.
Not
I've seen quite a
yours,
few dead
mine.
bodies.
How long does it take to grow?
I was going to say, it doesn't bode well for me. Oh.
Doesn't bode well for those around you.
I wouldn't. I don't recommend it. But did anyone see the film Nymphomaniac? I think it was in 2
No.
parts. And
Oh.
there's
No,
a
weirdly.
scene in that where
Is
the
it a
woman-
comedy?
No, I don't know
Oh.
what. It's just a porn, I
What?
think. Really dressed up as. It was sort of intended, I think, to be like art house, but they used actual porn stars that had real sex in it, and so it had like what was
Hang
that
on.
actor?
What did you
Was
say
this on
is
Channel
called?
7?
Yeah.
What was that?
Like
Night of the Movies?
Schmitty's your private
I
collection.
think I watched it on TV on a streaming channel. What was it called? What I call it? Nymphomaniac, I think it was called, or something like that.
Sick
It
fuck.
had it had. What's the name of that? Oh, what's his name? Not Beowulf. Something like Charles LaBeouf or something.
Shia LaBeouf. Oh, yeah.
He's in
Oh,
it.
yes.
Yeah. And like it had some proper actors in
Mia
it.
Goth or something. Oh,
Yeah.
I've not watched it.
It was, but in the sex scenes, they used real people who, as in, they had real sex because it was, they swapped out body doubles apparently with porn stars or people who are happy to have sex.
Nymphomaniac. Here we go.
Anyway, there's
Never
this
heard
bit
of
in it where the woman, one of the main character who's the nymphomaniac, goes and I think her father dies, and they have this bit where she's got, for want of better words than
It's
I'm
4
going to use.
hours.
It's two-parter. It's a
Schmitty.
two-parter.
Schmitty.
But there's this bit where she talks about getting wet when she sees her dead father's body, and like you see a little bit of, coming down her legs. It's gross. Anyway, I'm just saying, she didn't turn into a
on with the story.
She didn't turn into a necrophiliac, but that's the vibe I'm getting from Tony's storytelling.
Well, maybe that's like the spin-off that's
He was
gonna. She didn't.
positively moist.
It was
when he
only
saw his
4 hours
grandfather's-
long.
When he saw his grandfather's dead body, he was positively moist.
God.
Is that what you're telling us, Tony?
So,
Is that what you Tony Gates
no,
lost the
you've
drift of the
read-
conversation.
He's not listening anymore.
He doesn't know what happened just then.
You lost him at Necrophiliac, the movie.
So the seeing his dead granddad suggested to some people that he was a little bit on
Positively
the different
moist.
side, but by his teens, he was experienced impotence, premature ejaculation, and intense anxiety around his own sexual encounters. In
Which
other
one
words,
is
Why
it?
again? Because his mum was domineering.
And not
that right?
affectionate. No affection.
Yeah.
the
I mean, it makes sense so far.
Well, the science, the thing about his grandfather was that he's looking, he says, this person still exists, but they can't say no to anything. They can't criticize me. That was something that was a seed. They reckon, the psychologists say, is a seed. Doesn't automatically mean you end up as a necrophiliac, but it's a seed that most necrophiliacs get. He was mocked by his mates, Reggie No Dick.
Reggie, no.
Reggie, no, yeah, because his full name is
Reginald?
John Reginald something else, Christie,
Right, Reggie, no.
Why did they call him Reggie No Dick?
because he could never get it up.
Not
Oh.
because he was a necrophiliac.
No.
No.
This is
Great.
I'm talking about in his teens.
He struggled.
When he was, so he's at this stage, he's still finding out. He's not having a lot of fun in the area of sex with.
However, it was contradictory because on one hand, he couldn't get it up. On the other hand, when he did, he blew his load a bit early.
Yeah,
said he had premature ejaculation.
That's a lot,
apparently,
isn't it?
apparently, some occasions it would be one, and other occasions it would be the other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Schmitty, maybe it wasn't up when he shot his load. That was that premature.
I just thought about it.
It was the day before.
All right, he's an unwell individual. Right.
So it's cemented in his head a lifelong association between sexual failure and ridicule. For someone with his personality, it becomes an ongoing terror. Women,
An ongoing terror.
yeah, for other people as well, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't sound that bad for him. Far out.
Women found him odd, clingy, or simply unappealing. Each rejection reinforced his belief that women held the power, that he was inadequate, and intimacy was very harmful to his self-esteem.
I mean, I think probably women do have the power, and he is inadequate. I'm okay with both of those. I don't think he needs to kill people and have sex with them as a result.
Well, with that minor difference, you're in total agreement with him.
Fucking hell.
When he confessed to all his murders in 1953, his descriptions of the early murders were very vague. They were self-serving and often contradictory. He avoided anything that threatened his view of himself as an intelligent and upstanding person.
Oh.
So he had this view that despite what he was doing, he wasn't an intelligent and upstanding person. And he couldn't bring himself to say simply, I did it, in things like that. He said rather, I can't really remember that, but I suppose I did that.
I didn't inhale.
Dolly did it.
He just couldn't say the words. He was admitting to it, and his case was not fought on the grounds of was he guilty or innocent. It was fought on the grounds of was he guilty but insane.
Insane, yeah. Well, that would be because he effectively confessed, yes?
Yeah, he's confessed up
so we're
front,
not. It's not a guilty or not guilty trial.
But even though he's confessed,
sentencing trial.
He can't say that he did certain
did it
things
because I can't get an erection if I don't
his own idea
kill a
of
person.
Who he is.
If I don't feel like I've got total control over the situation.
Tony, how did they come across the bodies? How did that revelation come to be?
Oh, you sicko.
Like what led them to the house?
how
or
did you
what-
say,
how did
what
they
happened?
come across the bodies?
Right.
What happened? Was there another?
No.
Oh.
She didn't mean it that way.
I think we've got enough information on that for now.
What happened is
It's making me think of the Russian doll bloke, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anatoly would have been.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
the answer to your question is Christie in 1953
Yeah.
killed his own wife.
Oh, he had a wife. Oh.
Yes, and then later went on figured it was all going to catch up with him, I guess, but just left the place, but sublet it to someone, so they were giving him money.
Bodies in it.
Right.
With dead bodies in it.
Well,
Did he
remember,
charge
two
more?
other families had lived here and had to go through his place to get to the yard, or
What do you mean
alongside
go through his
place.
place? Down the stairs?
Yeah, they come.
Yeah. So there's a smell
Yeah.
situation.
But yeah, so he sublet it. You're right. It's astonishing. And he's got out of there. But he didn't. If he'd have checked with his landlord, is it okay if I sublet it and go for a while? He'd probably have been all right, but he didn't. So his landlord was pissed off with him, right, and threw him out. Said, "Don't come back." Threw him out, and let the guy on the middle floor gave him permission to use his kitchen down below.
But hang on a minute. You said if he'd let someone else, if he hadn't annoyed the thing and he just sublet it, he'd be all right. Not if it still had bodies in it. Like, are you telling me he
doesn't
just
seem so-
left
All right,
bodies
if-
in, like the body in the corner
On
was
one
still
occasion, there was a femur. He found a femur in his garden.
there? Who found
Christie.
a femur?
Christie. And instead of reburying
Found a
it,
femur, found a femur, found a femur.
How do you find a femur in your garden? Was it off one of his?
yes, it got to the surface somehow from
Oh, his bodies
one
were
of the
rising.
burial ones.
Oh my God! So he buried
right.
someone and it
Yeah.
come up.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Got it.
But what did he do with the femur?
Took it back inside and make soup out of it.
Give it the dog.
All useful things, which is what he decided to do with it. He propped
Back
up his
scratcher?
garden fence with it, where it had slipped down a bit.
Make use of it.
It seems to have no.
Look, reuse,
MacGyver.
repair,
No fear
recycle.
of-
What am I going to do with this femur? I know. I'll just prop up the fence with it. Good
But
idea.
the guy who was who was allowed to use the kitchen
What a shock!
decided to put a radio up, a shelf up for a radio.
Yeah.
And when he
Oh,
tried
through
to
the wall.
bang something in the wall, it went straight through the wall. And I said behind the wallpaper, I meant that.
So not even
was
behind
no plasterboard or anything.
just wallpaper. He just papered
Right.
over a dead body
He just pushed bodies in, tuck them in so that they knotted each other
into
together.
the frame and then just
put
wallpaper.
paper over it.
Jeepers creepers.
Like Harrison Ford in Star Wars when he gets bronzed, in the he gets cryogenically frozen, but he just wallpapered them instead. Like did their faces push out of the wall?
God, how awful.
All right. So let's go on to the victims quite quickly, because although it's dreadful, there's a sameness about the majority of the victims. What happened? His first murder was 2 years before World War II ended. So, we're talking 1943. And it was entirely opportunistic. Austrian refugee Ruth First was attracted to him. At least that's what he said at his trial. And one day he offered her food and a bit of good company when his wife Beryl was out. That's the way he put it. We can't be sure whether he'd ejaculated before he strangled her, because after 10 years buried in his garden, all soft tissue had gone. So no forensic sexual evidence was available.
Also, you wouldn't have had forensics then anyway.
You did. That's a strange thing. I'll come to that in a minute. But
Okay.
they did have a level of forensic.
Would they have known if he ejaculated posthumously for her? No.
Some of the others, they
could you tell?
could tell what he'd done and what wounds.
Wounds, I understand, but if he just ejaculated on you, how would you know if that was while he was strangling you, before he was
forensic
strangling
isn't
you, or
just
after?
DNA. Forensic.
You'd feel it.
Forensic isn't DNA. DNA is just a part.
I
of
know
forensic.
that. How do you know that cum stain happened half an hour before I strangled you or half an hour after I strangled you? That's what
Well, if you're alive, you'd feel it.
Well, yes, if I was alive, but to your point, 10 years after the fact with no soft tissue, they couldn't tell. I agree they couldn't tell,
I'll come into
but I
a
doubt
little
that
bit
they
of
could have
detail
told
what
anyway.
they couldn't do.
Oh, right, okay, right.
Oh, it was before he strangled her because he was a premature ejaculator.
I'm just,
The
what I
point
like
that-
about the
that
forensics.
what is believed is he tried to have sex with her. It wasn't going well. He strangled her, and then
finished it off.
then it all went fine. But can't. Whereas all the others they said had been sexually penetrated. That one they couldn't say.
That was
you couldn't tell if she'd been sexually penetrated, not whether or not he'd orgasmed on her pre or post her death.
No.
Right. Your first statement was about the point of time of orgasm. Anyway,
I'm just saying they knew the point of time roughly for
the others, because it was internal, I'm guessing.
Yeah. After Ruth, 5 of the next 7 murders involved a very strict modus operandi. He would identify young women aged 20 to 32 with an ailment, just a small ailment or an unwanted pregnancy, and tell them about his bogus medical background.
Oh.
He would offer to treat them with his medical equipment, which was a chemist beaker containing what he would describe as his special medical solution, from which he ran a rubber tube to a homemade face mask.
What was it, ether or something?
It was Friar's Balsam.
Oh.
One victim.
What? Vicks vapor rub.
All right.
Don't feel like you need to explain that any further. Just leave it at that.
Friar's Balsam.
You're right.
Friar's Balsam, right.
It was good for congestion and something. Stuff
and
like
And getting rid of babies. Yeah.
that. Did
bet they'd love to use it.
Through somebody's living room?
Yeah, someone had a truck just went
Not
through their
me.
living room. It's the boys, I think. Yeah, Vicks vapor rub, basically. Yeah, camphorated oil. Yeah.
So, his equipment was a chemist beaker containing his medical solution, from which he'd run a rubber tube into a face mask. He would use he would get the person he was helping out to put the face mask on, because it was a pleasant, quite a pleasant smell, they relaxed, and as they relaxed, he entered another tube into the beaker, which fed coal gas into it, which is rich with carbon monoxide.
What?
So
Oh my God.
they're happy breathing Fry's Balsam, and then suddenly they're unconscious from.
Yeah.
Now they would have died from that.
Poisoning. Yeah.
Where does the coal gas come from?
It was piped
Stove
into
or
houses.
something.
And he's somehow trapped some of it and then got it. Is that?
Hang
Oh
on.
no, it's
Coal
piped in. It's
gas
got
was
little
piped
levers.
in.
What?
Like coal
Yeah.
gas was piped in as in gas.
Yeah.
So
It
not
was a
natural gas.
network.
Oh, it's just gas. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Gaster.
Yeah, gas them. Right. Okay.
I mean, it's
But if-
clever and it doesn't lead to blood everywhere, but it's also quite
Still
complicated,
awful.
isn't it?
Well, yeah, but remember,
Exhausted.
he wants.
Hang on, he's got to have sex yet.
Yeah. So what?
Sorry.
Whether it was his master plan or not, right, or whether he just wanted to avoid the violence, or thinking that will go wrong, it did give him the situation where the police thought all these murders were strangulations.
Why?
And they were actually strangulations because he did it. But they never looked to see had he knocked them out beforehand. Just never occurred to him.
Oh, so he strangled them after they were unconscious.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't want them to die. He got off on the dying
Oh,
bit.
so it's not necrophilia.
Well, it is because he gets all excited while they're dying and then
Because
jumps
he can
on the
try all
body.
his pickup moves
Yeah.
on them and it doesn't gross them out.
So he knocks them out, renders them unconscious, rapes them, and then strangles them.
No, strangles and rapes them.
Yeah, that's right. He gets excited while strangling them
Oh, okay. So he's
and finishes the job when they're
so he's
dead.
taking sexual pleasure from the act
Yeah.
of killing someone too. It's not just about like the necrophilia.
That's his foreplay.
Ugh, yuck.
Oh, by the way, one of the victims moved the mask and said, "Is it Fry's Balsam?" and he and he said, "Fry's Balsam." He said the composition of Fry's Balsam is a serious part of it, but there are many other things in it as well. And she went happily back, put the mask back on.
Bit of gas. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That would have freaked him out, surely. That's almost Monty Python-esque.
It doesn't. He's a weird character because he got gassed in the war, and that left him with a very quiet voice. And his demeanour suited the quiet voice. He was either calm or creepy, depending on what he was to
definitely
talk to you
creepy.
about. Yeah. But to other people, he seemed calm. And how did he not get caught earlier? Well, there were no DNA options.
Did anyone notice that these people were missing? Like were these women reported missing?
It was during or shortly after the war. It was no big deal when people suddenly went off grid.
So no.
It really wasn't.
Okay.
In the 90s and 40s and 50s, Britain were on the edge of a forensic revolution. Sciences existed, but the systems, training and mindset to use them weren't in place. Whether he was clever for doing it or he was just lucky that was it, he fell into this place. For example, the only way police would look for people is based on who lived near the area of the last one. If they're thinking there's a serial killing going on, it's
So it's
about...
just perfect timing, really. As you say, with the
Yeah,
end of
it
the
was
war,
a-
people going missing, people probably they've moved out of London because it was all
That's right,
smashed
yeah,
up.
foreigners there.
Foreigners were in,
yeah.
like there was just so much going on
Yeah.
that he just was, it was a great killing field for him.
It was absolutely that. It was absolutely that. He was clever in that he turned a modern convenience into a murder weapon through his little gas thing.
The gas job.
Yeah.
As far as Balsam.
Yeah.
But you say Fry's ball sack.
Forensic pathology.
That's what I was thinking. Fry's bowl sack. Excuse me, is this Fry's bowl sack?
I've smelt that before.
Forensic pathology could already distinguish between carbon monoxide poisoning and strangulation. So they certainly could have, if they bothered to, or they suspected, they'd have known. But toxicology labs could detect a range of poisons. But these tests were only used when somebody suspected poisoning. And that wasn't the case here. What they saw was a tie around the neck of someone, or a rope ran alongside it, right? They didn't even look to see if there was anything
But to
else.
your point, they actually were strangled.
Sorry?
They were strangled.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. So that's okay.
Yeah.
It just meant that they didn't get his modus operandi down pat.
Yes, because fundamentally that's because
They weren't looking
unless
for
the
anything
murders were related to a location, police didn't regard serial killers as being behaviourally linked. Not.
I'm not even sure that they had the concept of serial
They
killers
did.
at that point.
They did, but they did not. They had the concept of serial killers. If your definition of serial killers doesn't preclude that they are behaviourally caused. That you're looking for somebody who's doing murders because Jack the Ripper, right? All in the same locale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely this guy was all in the same locale.
They're
all in his
the
house.
victims weren't.
His victims weren't.
No.
But he was taking them all to, Rillington Place.
Yeah, but they
weren't from down the street. They were just from everywhere.
Evans was the only one that was in the street.
Who lived there. Yeah. Okay, right.
Okay, right.
Their photography was a missed opportunity because crime scenes was standard equipment even in the 1930s, but the Evans investigation produced only a handful of poorly staged images. Officers walked through the rooms before they were photographed, disturbing evidence that might have contained Christie's carefully crafted stories or might have undermined them. Even the administrative technologies of the era failed because Britain had criminal records, but no national system to link them together. Christie's history, violence and sexual assault sat in a file somewhere prior to all the murders, sat in a file somewhere, but nobody on this case saw it. And I talked about behavioural linkage. That's serial killers now mostly focus on behaviour, not on location.
Yeah, I mean, colour-covered Israel Keys, who was all over the US. All over the US. There was no location with him. Yeah. Mind you, he basically just gave himself up in the end, I think.
I remember.
Yeah, who did that story?
Yeah.
Honestly, zero recollection.
So
I'm
sewed her eyes shut.
I think I think I won't go through that. It's impolite, but I won't go through
open,
the
not
victims.
shut. Israel Keys. His last victim was the girl in the coffee stand, and he allegedly sewed her eyes open, so it looked like in the ransom note she was still alive. Do you not remember
gross.
that?
No.
You told the story. Okay.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I can't remember.
Kill bags everywhere. That's where we got the idea
Yeah,
of
that
remember
rings
the
a
kill
bell. That
bags.
rings a bell. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Tony, go on.
So I could give you names, but it sadly doesn't mean anything nowadays. But he killed in 1943, 1944, 1949, and that was when he killed Beryl and Geraldine Evans. He killed again in 1952, and that was his wife because she was actually getting in the way of him because he could only do things when she was
she getting in
out
the way of
doing
the
something.
body in the corner? How is there a body in the corner if he's got a wife?
That
Or-
some
She doesn't
people-
clean the house very well.
Some
does she?
no. Some people question
How she?
whether she knew, but
Yeah.
nobody's come down strongly on she did. But how could you not? Some people say.
Yeah, there'd be a smell, wouldn't there?
You would think.
Christ on a bowl.
No, he was always
another
using.
possum's died.
It doesn't matter how much bloody bleach you use. I'm telling
What's
you.
his name? Ballsack?
To quote Kenny, there's a
plus
smell in
you're
here that's
living
going
in
to
slums.
outlast religion.
Last
You're
religion.
living in a slum, so it's not that surprising that there are some smells.
Yeah.
But the importance of killing Ethel in 1952 meant that he could go crazy now. So before 1952 was out, he killed 3 more women. So whereas before he was doing it a few years between, now he's got rid of Ethel. He's killing people left, right,
On
and
a
centre.
rampage. Mm.
Yeah.
But still doesn't get caught through that. Gets caught because somebody else goes into the apartment as a
That's right.
renter.
That's right. He only gets caught for that. If you want to know more detail, the 2 things I talked about, the YouTube reenactment of the trials and the audible reenactment of the trials, are absolutely brilliant for your understanding.
What happened to him from a trial perspective? Once he got caught, did he get life?
He got hung.
Who did? Christie.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
Christie
I thought
Christie
you s-
was found guilty and not insane,
Right. And he got hung.
and was hung.
Okay, so he obviously was hung before they changed the law about...
No, that was 1965. It takes a long time to
You said earlier that the
I-
incorrect knocking off of the original bloke, Mr. Evans, was it Evans? Yeah.
Yeah, Tim.
Led to a change in the law.
yes,
But not
I
until
said in
1965. He said
1965.
that.
Face the microphone.
I said in 1965.
Yeah,
I heard you
and-
say it.
Yeah, but when did Christie get hung?
1953.
Right, okay. 1953?
Yeah.
How
It
many
was
people
all-
did he kill in 1953? I thought you had a list of people he killed in
In
1953.
1952, he killed 4 people, including his
Far
missus.
out.
Ow.
Oh, busy boy.
Which is probably why he started saying, I think I'm pushing my luck a bit hard, and did the old sublet. Funny enough, Timothy Evans was never specifically cleared of killing his child. It was some kind of wimpy thing that the government did to restore some of their credibility, even though he was given a full pardon for everything. But this is a movie that's been made at least 3 times.
I bet.
David Attenborough in the first one I saw. Richard Attenborough,
not
sorry.
David, yeah.
Not David.
Yeah, there was a lot of animalistic behaviour in this. So that was the first one. And most recently, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's a very popular English actor now. Those trial things, you can listen to Audible in the car. They only go for about an hour or two. And you really get an insight into how unlucky Evans was and how lucky Christie was. But how many stars would you guys give Christie as a practicing murderer of his time?
Sorry,
We don't normally give stars, we give
Excuse me?
punishments.
Yeah, we don't rate them. Yeah.
A flog. How many floggings? Or you know what? You know, where did he rate? Was he? Because most people seem to be a bit unclear on whether he was very clever or he was just, shit lucky.
I think it's a product of his time in some respects. As in,
Yeah, I think it's more through luck.
yeah, it's luck. It's like just the perfect time where people aren't reporting everyone missing. As you said, the administrative systems aren't lined up. Police aren't even looking at serial killers in the same way. There's loads of environmental factors that lead to him getting away with it for so long. Is it really he's that smart? Well, no. I mean, he's papering them up in the walls. He may as well put a neon sign outside and say, hey, I've got some dead people in here.
I mean, is he that smart? Someone who sublet his home walked through and found a body in the corner.
I know, right?
No, God.
Got to be slack.
Oh, how did that get there? What?
Ethel,
not
there you
mine.
are.
I think
looking
though
for
he
you for
was
ages.
This is why I shouldn't sublet homes. Dead bodies turn up.
he was on the run at that point though. He wasn't
the
very
run
good
from
at being on the
himself.
run. He was just hiding when his little bit of money ran out. He was just hiding, sleeping in cinemas on benches at times, anywhere he could. And he was caught because they knew the murders had been done, but they never got him. He was caught by just a copper who recognised him on Putney Bridge, which is nowhere near,
No.
So it's, one smart copper caught him.
His luck ran out.
Yeah.
His luck ran out because he can't be that intelligent, because you would have left London, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you have gone to Scotland or gone to Wales or gone somewhere else?
If he was on the lamb.
If you're on the lamb, really on the lamb, you'd go and you'd change it.
Could have
Because
gone
it
to
was
Wales to see
easy.
his mate Tim.
Correct. Or at least
Or his
Tim's
friends.
remaining family.
Mate Tim.
But it's at that period of time, it was relatively easy for people to show up somewhere else, give themselves a different name and get on with things, because we've covered stories like that where people have done that. So I don't think he was terribly intelligent. I think he was just very fortunate in the timing. Yeah. Well, what about sentencing? What a disgusting individual.
Oh, I think he needs to meet Sada Abe.
Yeah.
Remember the one who chopped the penis off and carried it around in a newspaper or magazine or whatever it was?
Battered Sav.
Yeah, she'll fucking fix him up.
Yeah. That was episode named Battered Sav.
It's so disturbing that it was all contained within his, it's not apartment, what do you call it, flat or whatever. That is really the bit that I think I find utterly revolting, is the fact that it could just get away with it and it was all just there, just hidden behind a piece of wallpaper.
But like John Wayne Gacy, right, who had all those people in his crawl
Space.
Yeah. The neighbours heard screams and whatever. I mean, he was quieter. This guy's quieter by just gassing them so that they're out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's extraordinary what people can put in their crawl space or, as it turns out, just in their walls. What?
And put up with. You know, like they talk about bad juju. Like, all those bodies in the walls. Oh, exactly. Oh,
I can't even imagine
gosh.
it.
I can't relax in here anymore. The feng shui's so bad.
I talked the other day.
Move that body out of that corner. It's blocking the flow and put it up.
energy is not right.
I can't face the front door. It's got to face it's money leaving.
Negative energy everywhere.
It's like, you know, the other day I talked about the stink in the fridge in the houseboat. Imagine, that was just like a little condensation tray.
Oh.
That was just a condensation tray. Imagine 7 bodies in your walls and in your corner.
In the
just in the
wallpaper.
corner. Like, I can't get over just left in the corner. I mean, it's just
you
sloppy
can imagine the
housekeeping.
seepage from that.
Don't. I bet there's a mark that's never come out. That's all been
The
knocked
floor's
down.
stained.
Absolutely. You're never going to get that out, are you? Oh, God.
What would the first victim was in? The first victim was
43.
in 43. They got all the bodies in 53.
Someone
How
buried in the
decomposed
backyard,
would
you
they
say?
be?
Well,
10 years.
fairly. So you were saying that a femur came up, so there wasn't any soft tissue. So the earlier ones, by the sound of it, he buried and they decomposed just as skeletal remains. But it depends. Like if the one in the corner, I don't know how old it was. So could have been relatively fresh.
Yeah.
But it's also about the environment. So in certain environments, if it's dry and warm enough, they can mummify too. Yeah, I think Sada.
Good chat.
Yeah, I know, gross. I think Sada Abe's a good one. I don't know. Just everything about him is so repulsive.
It's truly repulsive, and yet many people thought he was an upstanding man. He'd been in the army. He'd been a police special, helping people out of bombed ruins and that sort of thing in the last couple of years of the war. So, and they were all big parts of what he thought were his respectability. But he'd lied about how bad his injuries were in the war, and he'd exaggerated. He got an award, a commendation in the police, which he told everybody about. I'm trying to think what it was for, because they must have doled out millions of these. It's for helping somebody get out of a bombed site. That was it. But I mean, every copper would have been helping. Every special would have been helping people get out of bomb sites. So commendations were out like that. But it was very important to him. He'd always mention that.
But I think that's the point. I think from a sentencing perspective, it's a bit of a Swanee special. It needs a psychological nut punch. You know, he needs to, if his whole reason for doing this was to have control so that he could get his rocks off, you know, you just got to take all that control away. You know, he's never in a position where he can subdue a woman, and he's just shamed, you know, because that's the crux of the whole problem here. It's just disgusting. Oh, and I don't understand killing the baby. I mean, it's one thing to say I've got a sexual proclivity to murder women and I enjoy killing them, but a 1-year-old? Like, I mean, there's what?
Yeah, no, obviously it was an inconvenience.
So it's just a collateral damage almost. Yeah. Oh.
So was his wife.
Just so callous, so awful. Swanee, what about you?
I don't know. I'm sitting here and I'm struggling a bit because I don't know. It's not often that I'm speechless, but I don't really know what to say. I'm so disgusted by what's happened, but I don't know other than the fact that it's a sexual thing, what I can do to punish him. I think you're right. I think I do and I don't. Because I think that if I put him into a situation whereby he's humiliated and he was already in there, that was where he started, do you know what I mean? This is where it comes from. So it's like I'm not sure that I can do that 180 and go, well, I'll take you from that to this. I don't know. I really don't.
You could take his nickname and use it as a punishment.
Yeah.
Reggie No Dick.
Reggie No Dick.
I was trying to remember. I was like, Dickless Reg.
No Dick.
Reggie No Dick.
Reggie No Dick.
I was just thinking if you decided to amputate that member, it would become a very accurate.
Well, Sada Abe would do that. Yeah. She'd chop it off.
She'd give him the chop for sure. She
She'd give
wouldn't
him
be
the
fucking
chop
around.
and then carry it around in some newspaper like a battered sav. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just sounds like a real
Like
sicko.
a bag of
He's
dicks.
such a opportunistic sicko, really. It's sort of...
He is. Yeah.
And I suspect that having got away with it and then continuing to get away with it is what emboldened him even more. So it's like,
Absolutely.
how hard can it be?
How would you be?
I can just put you back in my house. I'll kill you and we're done.
How would you be,
It seems
though?
very simplistic that it's how it came about, how we executed it, how we got, stored, whatever you want to call it, hid the bodies, just put them to the side of a room. It's so simplistic it leaves me sort of a bit I don't know, shocked.
Almost like you can't believe it. Also,
Correct.
the luck of having a guy blamed for at least one of them or two of them and then hung for it. I mean, I didn't even have to do anything.
Exactly.
This idiot went in
Well, he
and
did. He
confessed
was-
to
he was
something.
a chief-
Exactly.
Evans
He was in the
confessed.
prosecution.
Yes, but
I know.
Evans
Yeah.
confessed. Like, he didn't even have to say to Evans, I think you
Yeah.
should confess. He just bloody did it.
He certainly was on a winning streak, wasn't he?
I know. I mean,
Couldn't make
he's
it
got
up.
the luck of the Irish, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe it was just remove his luck. It ran out eventually, but it ran out even also by his own making. It just is so weird.
It could have gone on for longer if he hadn't.
ages, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I think. When I say I'm a bit speechless, I'm surprised by the simplicity, the effectiveness, how long it went on for. I'm just like, oh, okay. It's not like he didn't live in a crowded place. It's not like, he didn't have that one brush where he could have got caught when it happened with Timothy Evans. All these sort of like sliding door moments that probably more than we're even aware of. He lands on the right side of it every time until he didn't. And even then, if that copper hadn't have seen him, it
Yep.
got to go on and continue to go on.
Yep.
It's bizarre.
It's certainly one of the major cases in Britain
Sure.
that never goes away. It's always being revisited. Every generation must sit down and and hear the story of Christie.
Just at Christmas. Everyone has
Yeah,
to sit down at Christmas and hear the story. Every generation.
International Necrophilia Day. Let's tell the story of Christie again. Mummy.
Let's all sit around a corner in the kitchen just look at it and wonder.
Auntie Ethel.
Could there be three
Turn the
bodies
gas on and
Yeah.
sniff the friar's balsam.
Goodness me. God. All right. Well, thank you, Tony, for bringing that one to our door. That was quite the ride. It's
Demoralising.
Very interesting.
just
Great
extraordinary
story.
Extraordinary.
I think extraordinary, yeah.
Yeah. And as we say on that note every week, miss you already.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.